Hello, good morning. It's Jason Wampler. It's 10:02 a.m. on this fine Thursday, January the something or other. I believe it's the 14th or 15th, 2021. Um, I am broadcasting from my house at 830 Joanne Street in Costa Mesa, California, etc., etc., etc. This is another installment of your daily dose of dime store psychology. And I want to talk about a couple of things. Um, Practical wisdom or common sense versus wisdom. Wisdom, comprehension, and knowledge goes along with technical skills and technical trades. You have the knowledge and wisdom to build a car from the ground up. You know how to be a biochemist. You're a neurosurgeon. But common sense is something entirely different. It's not something you're born with. It's something you have to be taught and or you have to learn on your own over a very long period of time. Common sense relates to life skills, how to relate to other people properly, how to come across as somebody who's not idiotic or eccentric, how to manage your money, how to manage your time, how to manage your education, how to manage your work, how to manage your household, clean up and pick up after yourself. That's all common sense now. Common sense is also called horse sense. I call it horse sense because, even horses have instinct and they have sensory perception. I'm sorry, I'm just very tired right now. The thing is about common sense, it's more like mortar to a brick house. Bricks, pockets of knowledge and specialty areas, extra areas of expertise. They need each other. If you want to build a brick house or even a small bridge out of brick and mortar, you need both. You can't build a house out of brick alone. It's called an Irish castle. The first stiff wind will blow it over and kill its occupants. You can't just build a house out of mortar either. That's impossible. You can't build mortar up because it has no structural strength to it. So the two need each other, but practical wisdom and common sense. Just it has to do with your survivability rate, your finances, your material goods. Setting goals, getting an education, setting your priorities, etc., etc. But mostly with communication and material wealth, you do need money, you need some material wealth to get by, especially in Orange County where it is a crime to be poor. So that being the case, get your ducks in a row and use your talents, pursue your passion, but start really thinking things through. In regards to management of money, I'm discovering one thing for a fact. Um, big shaving blades for a 5-pack don't necessarily need to cost $14 from Vaughn's. You can get the same practically the same thing for $6 from Target. Or you can get something almost dead similar to that at 99-cent store for $2. Now, I don't know where people are coming up with their pricing strategies, and this is an economic advisory or forecasting channel. What I am saying is, why spend more money than you have to? Make your money go farther and save it up for real things like real estate investment, setting up a charitable rotating fund for your favorite charity, helping other people out, buying a house, upgrading your car, keeping up with your bills, getting your taxes paid off. Instead of spending all such money on toys and little bits and pieces, just save up that money and do things like pay your insurance on time, get your vehicle registered, make your house payment, etc., etc. That's practical wisdom. That's horse sense. So, wisdom is like knowing how to build a sounding rocket, an HAMR rocket, sounding class rocket. Wisdom is knowing how to fix a car from the ground up. Wisdom is also knowing how to bake anything that has egg and cheese in it, which I don't understand at all. I can't cook to save my own life. But common sense is, knowing if I can't cook, I'm either going to have to hire a cook or I'm going to have to buy pre-packaged food and pay a little bit more. Or maybe I need to teach myself how to cook so to keep the cost down. So that's common sense. That's horse sense. That's more grounded stuff. It's not flowery, existential, or pleasingly philosophical. It's simply plain Jane simple. Do this, do that for your own benefit. And that's pretty much it. It's called horse sense. Anyway, I want to cover another subject, and guys, this is kind of a hot button one, but I'm going to open my mouth and say it. I have to emphasize several things. This is not at all a religious channel. I do not want to talk about religion, faith, politics, sex, drugs, or rock and roll. Well, I could discuss rock and roll, and I could discuss a little bit about sex, but the point is, this is an advice channel on how to get along with other people. However, on the subject of something that's called adultery, I've been thinking about it because I'm also thinking seriously at the ripe old age of almost 51 years old, which is coming up in about, well, it's coming up in less than 3 or 4 days. My, well, anyway, I don't want to think about that too much. And I look 51, so I'm not unhappy about that, but I'm not happy about it either. I've actually seriously started considering, there's a girl I know. I'm gonna contact her grandfather and try and make her contact with her through him. And I'm gonna either do that this morning or tomorrow morning, but I gotta get the ball rolling with that along with a bunch of other things. But on the subject of adultery, that's obviously when two individuals, I don't care, whatever, same sex or opposite sex, well, legal marriage is legal marriage. It's binding between two partners. Adultery is where one or the other mate chooses to, go ahead and sleep with somebody else that's not their marriage mate, and that kind of really screws things up. I'll tell you why. That betrays that other innocent mate's partner. If you have any children, it splits the house. It splits the goods. It creates more expense than it saves. It's just a very, very impractical idea. I'm not going to stand here and say you're going to be struck down by lightning for doing it. And I'm not going to say which holy book condemns it, or if not all of them. But it's kind of a universal law anyway. You don't have sex with another man's wife. You don't steal from your fellow man. You don't rape women. You definitely don't do that. And you don't shoot at and kill innocent people. So those aren't religious values. Those are just normal everyday humanitarian world village values, and it's gone back a long ways away. But about the subject of adultery, friends, I gotta tell you, neighbors, if you do that, you're literally like breaking hot coals to your own chest. There's no way around it. You're gonna get a lot of blowback from it. It's not a really good idea. For myself, I abstain from sleeping with a woman until I'm married. And the only woman I will sleep with is my wife. So I'm kind of working on that prospect right now. There's a gal. Her name is Brooke. I want to look her up, make some contact with her, and see what happens. But no guarantees on that either. So and sex is, I hate to say this, but sexual intercourse is serious. It leads to pregnancy. It joins two people together. It drives two people apart. So just be careful. I'm not a sexual therapist. I'm not even a columnist, but that's my thought. Well, we're at the 7-minute 50-second mark, so I'm going to say good morning to you all at 10:10 a.m. I have a lot of things to do today, so we'll talk to you folks later, okay? Bye-bye.